Yeah, sure.
Hello, Matteo Mancuso. This is Jordi Tarrega from Barcelona and Yolanda Sabater from Canterbury, both writing for Starway to Rock in Spain. First of all, let me say thank you for this interview and congratulations for your new album, Route 96.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much.
Can we ask you where are you right now?
Right now, I'm in Sicily. I'm resting a little bit. March is free from concerts and everything, so I don't have to travel. And then I will start the European tour starting from uh, April 9 is the first gig. And then we will do Italy, Germany, UK, and basically all Europe. Yeah.
Barcelona, I guess.
Spain, yeah.
Well, yeah, Spain as well. Yeah,
I will be there.
great.
Mhm.
How is been the reaction of the public with the album since it has been released? I mean, do you tend to read comments?
Yeah, maybe too much. But so far the reaction was great. I mean, if it interests me and if it feels great to listen to you, then it's good. But I tend to not listen my stuff too much. Like once it's released, it's gone, and then I tend to listen to other stuff. But I'm more satisfied with this album compared to the first one. I think it's an evolution of the first
Yeah,
one in a way.
absolutely.
So yeah, I'm pretty happy with the result and hope people will like it. I mean, yeah.
The name of the album is Route 96. I suppose that you take inspiration about traveling on the American roads, and it's the year of your birthday. Am I right?
Yeah, it's the date of my birthday and it's the date also I'm from 1996, so it's the year of my birthday. And there's also an inside joke between all of us that we recorded uh, the album that I recorded everything at 96 kilohertz, 96,000 kilohertz, simply because I remember Steve Vai was telling me this thing that he records everything at 96 kilohertz on his all of his audio interfaces, and I thought it was a good idea to transfer all my projects to 96 kilohertz. So there's maybe another reason, uh, but of course the main reason is that I'm from 1996. So yeah.
I don't know what means 96, but if it's a magical number,
Well,
yeah, welcome.
Well, it's basically it's almost like when you are recording on frame rate per second, or it's basically the same thing with kilohertz. The higher
Yeah,
the rate
like
is, the
frequencies or
better
yeah.
the audio will be. Yeah, the frequencies basically. So the higher the sample rate, the more gigabyte you will use on your laptop as well, of course. There are like a couple of songs that are up to 5 or 6 gigabyte, just one song, because I recorded
Wow.
tons of guitars. But yeah, that's basically just because Steve Vai was using the same settings. I thought it was a good idea to do it myself.
And Steve Bay plays in the first song, Solar Wind. So it's uh, incredible beginning for the album, I think.
Yeah, that's a great song, I think, and Steve is uh, did an amazing job on it, and I think was the one of the first songs I wrote. And I remember that I didn't really thought about Steve back when I was working on the song, but then when I finished it and I re-listened to it again, the first thing I had in mind was that Steve was a guitar player like Steve was a perfect fit for the style of the song. So I'm happy that he participated on it.
I want to say, sorry, Yolanda,
Sí, sí, sí.
my favorite song, I have to say that it's Isla Feliz. I think it's
Oh, thanks.
And it was the first single, I think.
Yeah, it was the first single. Yeah, I think it was released in January. Yeah.
I just was wondering to ask, how do you get the collab with Steve? Because I imagine him as a person that tend to refuse these kind of collaborations.
Uh well, it's quite well known to collaborate with a few. Uh, it's very, let's say, curious about new players in a way. So he collaborates with the Bolivia guys, for example.
Huh?
So I think it's up to when it comes to collaborations with new guitar players. I think it's up to it. But of course, he's a busy guy, so he can't accept everything. Uh, but of course, I was really honored by just by the fact that he liked the song. Like for me, it was enough, you know.
Yeah.
But he decided to collaborate on it. He recorded a solo, and it was a fantastic solo. And then the thing is, you want to uh, try to write something where the guitar player you are inviting is comfortable in playing in it. So I was trying to do something like odd time signatures, like Frank Zappa, like, but at the same time with almost metal rhythm guitars. So really Steve Vai like style. So it was comfortable with it. That was the main ingredient. And I think he's a guy that is curious enough to accept this kind of stuff. And I was also uh, real amazed by how fast it was at recording it. I remember that I wrote the first email. Uh, I don't know. It was right after I finished the song, and maybe just after 1 month, I already had the take, and the song was finished. So considering that it was on tour with the Such By band at that time, it was remarkable because you don't take this for granted, especially with this kind of people, this kind of artists that are really really busy during the year. So it was good also because of that.
And the album is a mixture of music styles, and when I listen to the album, I feel all right. Sometimes it remember me to Steve Hackett from Genesis because he can play music from a lot of cultures and countries. You can travel with his music, and in some terms, I feel
Uh-huh.
some closer with Mancuso.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I try. I mean, I'm really curious about a lot of stuff. I try to digest and try to listen as much music as I can, and that's why there's not a specific style on the album, but I prefer like that. I think I prefer kinds of music where you can really label it, uh, like it's not just rock, it's not jazz, and it's not like it's kind of a fusion between a lot of different sounds. So I really like to view it that way. Uh, so like Isla Feliz and Warm Sunset, for example, are more Latin influenced than all the other songs, for example. But that's simply because in that period of time I was listening to a lot of Pat Metheny group, and this kind of style has a lot of Latin influences as well. If you listen to Still Life Talking or Letter from Home, there are two of my favorite albums from the Pat Metheny group. There are a lot of Latin influences there as well. So that's why I like to fuse all these kinds of styles.
Okay, time to talk about the chicken. I think that song is an, or if you consider that song or that cover as an inflection point in your career, and we suppose that because of that is an special song for you and you wanna include it in the album.
Well, to be honest, I hate to play it now. Like
Yeah,
it's becoming so boring. But I had
it's your
to
fault.
add it. Yeah, yeah, it's my fault to be honest. Yeah, the The thing is that I wanted to have a version on Spotify that was good enough, especially audio speaking, because back when we recorded the first version, it was a really crappy audio interface, and we didn't know how to record properly. uh, and plus, with every time I re-listen to that video, I know that I can play that better. So every time I listen to it, I want to record it again. So I just did that for the album, just because I wanted to have a version of Spotify where people can listen to a version that I actually like. And I invited this keyboard player from Russia called Valery Stepanov, and he's also a producer, a piano player, incredible player as well. And he's actually the one that inspired me to uh, come up with that version of the chicken back in 2017, because he did, before that version of the chicken that I did myself, he did another version on his YouTube channel that was even faster than my version, and it was like a crazy keyboard, kind of like fusion, uh, super version of the chicken, and that was the version that inspired me to do an up-tempo version of the chicken, but with my own arrangement. So that's why I decided to invite him, just as a tribute to, like, just to say thanks, you know. And he did an amazing job. His solo is amazing. The keyboard part is great as well. And I think that was the missing ingredient of that version of the chicken, like the keyboard element, the harmonic element, that you of course have with a quartet. So that's why it's one of my favorite tunes to play live. It's tons of fun.
I think that will be stick to this song because probably we are talking about your first classic, and
Yeah, it's kind of a classic right now. Yeah, it's a really popular jazz standard. It's kind of boring now to always play it, because it's something that you study when you are at the music school. You always study these tunes like the Chicken, Spain, uh, I don't know, Bright Side's Life. This kind of tunes, you always study these popular jazz standards, Autumn Leaves, and then when you have to play live, you need to change something. Otherwise, you get bored really easily. Yeah.
Okay. How have you been touring in the USA? How has been the experience?
Well, the only negative thing was the food, because it's really hard to
Yeah.
eat well in the US. Like, it's
Yeah,
not.
you came from a Mediterranean country, so it's really difficult to find something better.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that you, during the tour, you want to eat well, not only because of your health, but also because of the performance. And if you don't feel very well, it will transfer to your playing on the stage. So we're always trying to, I mean, not eating healthy always. I mean, I love hamburgers, of course, but you cannot eat hamburgers for 1 month straight, otherwise you will die. So we are trying to find a balance. Is hard sometimes, because you can find McDonald's everywhere, basically, but you cannot eat McDonald's every day. So there was maybe one negative thing, but the rest of it was amazing, because we have a strong team right now. We are currently traveling with 6 people, 3 musicians and 3 technicians. Of course, guitar, bass, and drums, and then light guy, sound guy, and the guitar tech. So right now we are currently 6 people. We all know each other really well, so we get along together really well. And that's the main ingredient, because 90% of the time touring, it's you traveling around with people, and the 10% is just the playing part. So the playing part always goes well, to be honest. There are some gigs where you feel more inspired, some other gigs where you feel less inspired, of course. But the traveling part is the hardest. If you are with a team that you don't get along with, it will be so much harder. So it's important to have friends with. Yeah.
Hey, a year ago, I interviewed Aldi Meola, and I asked him about you because I got your first album. He
Oh
has
yeah.
mixed words about you. So, how important was or is Aldi Meola in your career? You have played with him.
Well, yeah, we played together back in, I think it was July 2022. We played for the first time in a festival in the southern part of Italy. And it was amazing. It's still one of the best musical experiences of my life. So it's for sure something I will forever remember. And Ali is one of my heroes, of course. I first listened to him with the Return to Forever records with Chick Corea. That was the first time I was introduced to Al. And then, of course, I listened to a lot of his uh, guitar trio recordings. Friday Night in San Francisco, of course, the legendary live album with Paco de Lucia and John McLaughlin. So I know Al musically really well. It's one of my heroes, and the first time we played together was outstanding. And we actually talk a lot about Jaco as well because he played with Jaco back on those days, and he's one of my heroes as well. And I remember he was such a chill guy, very laid back uh, uh, and nice to me. We played, we just played two songs. I think we played Mediterranean Sundance in Spain, and that's it. And but that was great. I mean, to be able to play legendary tunes like Mediterranean Sundance with Al himself, it was priceless. I mean, I still remember that night, and I was very nervous at first. But Al was really uh, kind and gentle with me. So we really had fun that night. Yeah, so he's an amazing influence.
I want to ask you, Jordi was in a concert last week of Andy Timmons, and we were discussing about he realized in the public there is a lot of musicians also. Do you notice this in your concerts also?
Well, yeah, 90% are male guitar players. So yeah,
90?
probably.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, most of the time, guitar players that, I mean, maybe there's a small percentage of people that are not musicians, but most of the time are all of them are musicians. Like I 90% of them are musicians, at least in my concerts. But it depends also on the if you're playing in a club or if you're playing on a jazz festival, for example, it's a little bit less. Uh, let's say it's more of a mix if you're playing in a festival, of course. But if it's my gig, uh, it will be 90% guitar players. At least right now, it's like that.
I want to ask you, are you going to do another interview later?
Not really.
Okay. So we have more or less 10 minutes. Okay, okay.
Yeah, more sense.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, all the songs are instrumental. Do you have plans or something in mind about to play with a singer?
No. Uh, well, I mean, not right now. But simply because I don't consider myself someone that is able to write songs. It's but maybe one day it will be a good idea, commercially speaking, for sure. But I'm not interested in it. So maybe one day it will happen. But I'm more interested in the instrumental music.
Okay, can I? I want to come back to the question because I have a comment. So the good point to have musicians as a public is they can enjoy better, I assume, the music, but they tend to be like or believe that they are experts. And did you receive, I don't know, technical comments about I would do this in that way or better, or you know what I
You
mean?
you mean you mean from a technical point of view or from
Yes,
compositional point of view?
both.
Well, I never received uh, points of view about the technical stuff, but simply because I play with my own right hand technique. So because a lot of people are playing with the pick, uh, so there's not a lot of people that do it on the electric guitar. So I don't get a lot of comments about the technical part. I get sometimes some comments about the compositional part. Maybe some people don't like it, some people like it, but I I have this opinion that first of all I do music for myself. I enjoy listening music and I want to write music that I enjoy listening to. So if I like it, that's okay. No matter if people don't like it or they like it a lot. Of course, I prefer if they like it. If they don't
Yeah,
like it, it's okay. I mean, if you write music that has some character to it, there will be people that they love it and people that they hate it. If they are indifferent to it, that's even worse. Like I prefer if people hate the music that I do rather than be indifferent to what
yeah,
I'm doing. Because I don't want my music to be in the background. I want you to hate it or love it, because it needs to have some character.
yeah,
At least in my opinion, that the music I write tends to be like that. And then, of course, I write music, as I said before, if I can listen to it and I enjoy it, especially playing it and listening to it, that's it. I wrote a lot of stuff and I tried, especially in this album, to try to write stuff that at the end of the day I didn't even like. So I passed through a process of elimination of things that allowed me to know about myself better. And that's another reason I write music, because I feel like if I write more, I will know more about myself as a person, rather than just being better at composition. That's one of the benefits. But I write
yeah,
music and I play guitar because I have this feeling that I will know more about myself if I get better at guitar and music. That's that at least that's my opinion. And a lot of people are actually doing it because of that, mainly because of that.
Okay, Yolanda and I work together in Popular One magazine, the most important music magazine in Spain. And we are working in a special report. We are asking about the scariest film that you have ever seen. The three movies that you watched as a child and later you couldn't sleep again.
Oh, I didn't watch a lot of movies, but uh, I can talk to you about video games that scared me a lot back when I was a little kid.
that's really
But
good.
I still remember back when I was a little kid. I have a older brother that he was playing video games back then. I think he was playing a game called Unreal. It's a first-person shooter when you shoot aliens and stuff. And I remember I was really scared the first time I watched it. Uh, but movies, I don't know. Maybe uh, I have a really bad memory. So there's for sure a movie that impressed me when I was a kid, but right now I don't remember anything. I really like sci-fi movies. Like one of my favorites is Prometheus from the Alien saga.
Mhm.
I really like Alien and Alien versus Predator. Predators as well. That's like a sci-fi monster movie that I really like. Godzilla, King Kong, this kind of movies. I'm a big fan of disaster movies. So every time the Earth is in danger, I'm really happy. So these kind of movies are the movies I like. But I don't really remember, to be honest, the first three movies that impressed me. So
It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, the second question is which was the first album that you bought with your own money? Yeah, and that's all.
with my own money, uh, you know what? I didn't buy a lot of albums because my father has tons of vinyls at home. So we already had plenty of choices. So I
Ah,
don't remember buying a CD in the latest years. Maybe I remember that when I was a little kid, I ordered online a Scott Anderson DVD that was called Jazz Rock Mastery, but that was an instructional video about guitar. That wasn't really a CD or a record.
I think it's
And
valid. Yeah.
Hmm.
I believe it maybe can be valid. But it's not something that I did go to the store and I bought it. I ordered it on Amazon.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
it's a little bit less romantic than you think.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, but probably I already had plenty of choices. And I'm from the generation where I have everything available on Spotify. So I no longer buy
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
records
I
unless
know
it's a
that
specific
feeling.
one. Yeah,
But
I don't know what it feels because that's something from another generation, and I see it like always like watching my father is completely different.
how many
Uh,
vinyl albums had Vincenzo Mancuso at home?
More than 50 for sure. We have more than, yeah, tons of vinyls. Really a lot of vinyls a ton. We have Miles Davis. We have John Scofield. We have George Benson. We have also the small cassettes. I still remember listening to the small cassette of George Benson called Tenderly. It's still one of my favorite records from George Benson. And I also remember one album from Pat Martino. I remember the cover. I don't quite remember the songs, but and we have tons of vinyls at home, especially jazz stuff. We have a collection of Jungle Train records. Um, yeah, we have tons of stuff at home. That's why I didn't buy anything.
Okay, and the last one. mm, have you ever cried in a concert? Do you remember the song and the band that moved you so deeply?
Well, uh, I don't remember exactly if I cried or not, but I remember that it was really emotional. The first time I listened to Pat Metheny live, I think it was with a quartet with Antonio Sanchez on drums. I don't remember the lineup, but it was in 2018 at Umbria Jazz. And I was playing with Snips, my first power trio, let's say. And I think it was a summer night in July. And it's still one of my favorite concerts I've ever been to. And it was incredibly emotional to me because it was the first time I was listening to Pat playing. And he did a lot of the songs that I came to love, especially Bright Size Live and some of the Pat Metheny group recordings. So that one concert in particular, maybe it was the most emotional, maybe. But as I said before, I have a really bad memory, so there are for sure some other ones.
Okay, so I think that's all the questions that we have planned. Just if you can record for us as a small video saying right now, "Hi all, I'm Matteo Mancuso. Please check my interview from Stairway to Rock."
Okay. Yeah. Right now. Yeah. Hi guys, I'm Matteo Mancuso. Please check my interview on Starway to Rock. Is it okay?
Thank you. Lovely. Yeah, perfect.
Okay.
I will be
Perfect, guys.
in your show. I will attend to your show in Barcelona, so it will be a pleasure to say hello to you.
Great. Okay.
I was
Okay,
wondering
guys.
to ask for a pic, but no, because you don't use pics. So
No. No, maybe a bit of the nail, but no pics.
no,
Yeah.
it's fine. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Okay.
guys. Ciao.
Have a good
Bye.
night.
Bye.